It has taken less than 11 months for Trump's agenda and the actions or lack thereof of Republicans in the House and the Senate to send Trump's approval ratings into the low 30s, his disapproval up into the 60s, and Republicans in the House, in the Senate, and in the White House know that there's zero chance that Republicans are going to retain the House of Representatives this coming next November for the midterm elections. And Democrats' chances of retaking the Senate are getting better and better and better by the day. Josh Hawley has warned Republicans to do more. He told news agency Semaphore that President Trump's working class support is at risk if Congress doesn't deliver more to improve people's lives. Said Hawley, I think it is at risk. I think there's no doubt about that. The president knows it's at risk. Voters aren't stupid. Tens of millions of them are, but that's another issue. They're not in this because they're loyal to some party and another. They're in it to try to improve the conditions of their lives. And this president is not doing that. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins swooped in to save the day, saying the following: eggs are down. Really, everything is coming down. Lie and lie. But listen, we're not tone deaf. We know that a lot of Americans are like, well, we're still not feeling the relief. And then she said the following: the relief is coming. It really is a golden age just right around the corner. And you add on top of that Donald Trump and people in his administration have been treating elected Republicans in the House and the Senate like absolute dog shit. And you get a generally bad environment, heading into the midterms. People are cranky, people are upset. It's just not a good deal. And the honeymoon period, this is from Axios, the honeymoon period of the second Trump administration has given way to a new phase where elected Republicans have grown emboldened to defy the president and push back on his administration. As Trump approval numbers sag and concerns grow over the 2026 midterms outlook, Republicans are fending for themselves and stepping out of line from their party leaders. And there are two things on that. One, and we saw this, there was only one Republican in the House and the Senate combined, Clay Higgins, member of the House from Louisiana, who is a crazy person who lies awake at night dreaming of being able to shoot black people. He was the only Republican in the House of the Senate who voted against the discharge petition to force the DOJ to release the Epstein files. There's not one other Republican who wanted to go back to town halls in their home district or in their state and have to explain to their constituents why they voted to continue to protect Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump. Second, we had election night. About a month ago, and Democrats swept every race that was on the ballot nationwide. Prop 50 in California passed. The governors, Democrats won governors, New Jersey and Virginia by much, much larger margins than projected. Zoran Mamoian won by double digits as mayor of New York City. And it's like voters took that opportunity to express their displeasure with Trump, his agenda, his administration, and this Republican Congress. It took less than a year into his second term for all of his bullshit lies to just crumble under the light of day. Because what did he campaign on? I'm going to bring prices down on day one. I'm going to end the war in the Gaza Strip on day one. I'm going to end the war between Russia and Ukraine on day one. I'm going to bring down grocery prices on day one. I'm going to bring down gas prices on day one. And which no president has the ability to do any of those things. No president has the ability to do any of those things. But going back to my earlier point, when I was quoting Senator Josh Hawley, when he said voters aren't stupid, 77 million of them are, because they believed Donald Trump's line of bullshit, and they are dumb enough and gullible enough and easily manipulated and incredibly selfish to vote for a second term with Donald Trump. It was a vote for racism, bigotry, xenophobia, misogyny, homophobia, transphobia, and ableism. And those 77 million people decided that those things were not deal breakers for them. And now they're upset. Now they're upset that their groceries aren't cheaper. They voted for these ICE raids and CBP raids. They voted for mass deportations. They voted for a president and a party that has a massive part of their agenda being the hatred of and persecution of trans people and trans kids and the LGBTQ community. They voted for all of these things. They voted for a president who ran the most racist presidential campaign in my lifetime, at least back to Willie Horton. What was that, 1988 or something? I don't even remember when that was, but 96 or 92, maybe? 92. When Bill Clinton ran against George H.W. Bush. I mean, you voted for all of these absolutely fucking horrific things to happen to other people. You voted for this president knowing that he was going to do all of these horrible fucking things to other people. You voted for that. And now they're upset to find out that Donald Trump lied to them about the reasons why they voted for him in the first place. Prices, the economy. Prices are going up. Inflation is up. The economy is going into the shitter. We've had more layoffs this year since the Great Recession in 2008. The total number of layoffs this year is going to surpass the total number of layoffs from the Great Recession. And we will have the largest number of layoffs nationwide this year since the Great Depression in 1929. And the economy and jobs and prices is what you Trump humpers keep telling me. That's why you voted for him. You didn't know he was going to do all this other horrible shit. You voted for him for the economy and prices and jobs. Bring back manufacturing. We're going to have more layoffs this year since the Great Depression. Racism is expensive.